Twisted One Vibes. For those of you who are brand new to the interview process, exclusive interview is a mini autobiography of of your life. Okay, so we want to learn about your past, we want to learn about your present, and we also want to learn about your future. What's what's happening next for you? Okay, so please be respectful in the comments. Even if you may know the people being interviewed and stuff, please once again be respectful in the comments. Okay, or my managers will see you out because it's sometimes for some people it's hard to talk about their past, so we don't know what certain doors might open up, so we're asking you to please, regardless, keep it respectful. All right, ladies and gentlemen, are y'all ready for exclusive interview? And if y'all are ready, please welcome to the stage, please welcome to the stage Twisted One Vibes, and thank you for the love.
Welcome everybody. Hello.
Hello, Twisted One Vibes. How are
Thank
you?
you for having me. Thank you for having me. I'm great. I'm great. It was funny because I was just having a I was having a deep conversation a minute ago, and then Medusa called me. I was like, oh shoot. So boom, we here.
So you forgot,
No,
huh?
I just know it's so I'm on Cali time. That's all.
Got you,
So
got
I
you.
was like, what time is it? He says now. I said, oh shoot, let's go. I've been up. I got
Uh,
children, so we've been up for a while.
Thank you for joining us. So I want to start off like, oh, he got knocked out the box. I'll give you some time to get back in the box. All right, once again, ladies and gentlemen, while he makes his way either back in the room or back in the box, welcome to exclusive interview. We're about to dive into Twisted One's Vibes life. And thank you for the love, guys. Y'all know, like during the interview, I'm not gonna be thanking y'all, so thank you in advance. And admins, if y'all don't, managers, if y'all don't mind letting them know that I thank them for the love that they're giving, okay? And remind the audience that we are in an exclusive interview.
Okay, we back. It kicked me straight off.
I seen, I was like, no, I'll try to grab you. All right. So
Oh,
tell me a little bit about like how'd you end up here on POF?
um, two. Okay, cool. Bam. So a couple years about, I think I got here. I found I always had a POF account. Always had. I don't remember when I had first started had a POF account. I always had a POF account. I put it that way. Well, I remember when the app just they didn't have live or nothing. You had a lot of just ghost people. Every 10 people that you talked to was a robot.
Right.
It was wild. But then a couple years about before COVID really hit, right at COVID, my dad told me about it. He said, "Hey man, people making money online. You need to go look into that." And I'm like, "Ah, Dad, I go check them. We'll see." I was busy. I was busy. I
Mhm.
was I was busy. I'm like, "Dad, you tell me about some money. Shit, you always tell me about making some money. So what? I'll check it out when I get a chance." So so boom. January 22nd, my father passed, and so I got a phone call. I rushed to Atlanta, and they gave me his phone. He had POF on it. I was like, oh, this is shit you was telling me about, pops. Man, I got an account, so I logged in, checked it out. Started looking around and seeing what was going on and trying to figure out what what was stuff hyper about. You know what I mean? Not putting no shade on a couple of people, but I went to a couple of people's room, and some people wasn't really that helpful to like give you information and none of that. You know what I mean? And it wasn't until it wasn't until I started throwing money on the app until people started like, oh, give me more information. I said, okay, cool. I see how y'all playing.
Hmm.
So it was to me it was like, all right, whatever. You know, I don't mind. So I had to look at it a different type of way so to how the app was working because I manage artists. So first thing I asked somebody, I said when some of my artists, I say, y'all got POF accounts? Yeah. What y'all use it for? Nine times out of ten was to just holler at women. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? So in my head, I'm like, this a whole network that y'all missing that y'all could vibe with and give people to really engage into y'all music. Y'all slipping. And like, no one really wouldn't believe me, whatever, or whatever. So I'm like, let me go check it out. So I've been on the platform since. Um, just and basically I gifted a lot of the DJs so they could spin music or people that spit my music if I asked them to, you know, because to me, if it gave me credit if they use their device to spin my music or search my music. So I was able to get to almost go gold just on this platform, just having people spinning music. So I thought that was a cooler accomplishment. And then I just started. Then after that, after my artist wasn't pushing more and we put a lot of money on a couple of his projects, and they didn't really do nothing. And it was only because he didn't want to push it more. So I'm like, I'm not gonna keep pushing money for you if you're not doing the promotion for it. So I started dealing with that, and but I still started working on the platform and just being a screaming myself, entertaining. It was fun. It's still fun. I still like the networking aspect of it because I done met people around the world, and I have probably what almost 3 years plus on friendships that I wouldn't have had if it wasn't because of this platform. You
Period.
know, so so that's how I look at it, and it's like I appreciate the people I done met. You know, even from the drama on this platform, because it's not time all drama is just misunderstandings.
Hmm.
For real. So, and that's how I always look at it. I don't look at it too deeper than that because it's sometimes it's you miss the essence that people really that really connects us.
Right, right, right. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just walking in, welcome to exclusive interview with Twisted One Vibes. So, Twisted, we're gonna take it back a little bit. So, if you just walked in, you might have just heard that the reason why he downloaded the app was because his dad told him about the app right before he passed away. And when you got on this app, you decided to take it serious because you wanted to promote your brand and your music and everything. So you're an artist yourself.
No, I know. I just put. I'm a engineer. I'm an engineer, so I could record you. I can make you sound good, and I probably put you in front of a couple of people so you could get a couple little deals going on. Because my network is extensive. It depends on what you want to do and where you're trying to get there. You know, it don't.
You
It's
have
like
your
it's
own.
Yes. No. Well, actually, I don't own the studio, but I got a partnership with my brother. He's the one who actually owned the studio. But yes, I'm on him under his label. I'm a RA, RNA,
Okay,
nursing. What is that? A fucking artist production team. So I help him with all that stuff. Um, that's what I do.
got
And also
you.
into, but that's just my side hustle. I do healthcare. That's my main shit is hustle. I do like I take care of people for a living.
Got you.
I take care of people for a living. That's what I do. That's what I like to do.
You
And it's
are you're
huh?
you're A and R.
No. No. Yes. I'm a CNA for healthcare. When you start doing different numbers, I'm like, wait,
Got,
CNA for my healthcare.
got you, got you,
Yes,
got you.
yes.
So let me ask you this. Do what programs do you work with?
What you talk like software?
Yeah,
Pro Tools, mainly. Um, Logic, Logic because I had to learn it. And Cubase.
Cubase. Got
Cubase is actually because overseas, that's what they normally use. They don't use Pro Tools. If I don't care what no one asks y'all, that's just overseas. Overseas, my teacher, that's one of the teachers. My teacher basically made us learn. I don't, I ain't used it because I know how to use it, but I ain't been overseas lately to do it. Most of the time, people basically done made the standard being Pro Tools, but you ain't got to just use Pro Tools. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because it's a lot of different softwares. It depends on if you're producing, if you're not producing. You know what I mean? It depends on what you want to use it. Like shit, my one of my first one of my shoot on my phone on one of my phones, I used to use Fruity Loops. Why?
FL.
Because I could sit there and play with it, and I can import it right back to my system, and I could fin it, and I could make that look better and with something else. Also, like Reason, I like
Mm,
Reason because it reminds me of a studio, and I could go back in there and change my settings real like really fine tune my settings that way.
right.
And they got a lot of different different softwares that's included inside of it. Especially right, I remember when I first used to start using Reason, you couldn't record yourself. You had to use another software to use it too. But now you could use it all your same. That's why I said it's a bunch of different stuff that you use. But yes, Pro Tools, one of my favorite things is Reason. When I got on my phone, yeah, it's gonna be Fruity Loops. Just because, especially if I'm just at work and ain't nothing, just busy, ain't nothing busy. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make a bust out a little beat real quick.
So let's take it back. Let's take it all the way back. Who is Twisted One Vibes? And when I ask that question, I mean, where was Twisted One Vibes born? Where like who did you grow up with?
Um, so I was raised in Atlanta. I grew up. I grew up with Cry Mob, the members of Cry Mob, Little Scrappy, um, shit, East Atlanta. People in East Atlanta. There's a lot of hood stars that's still alive, is not alive. Um, so that's the where I grew up. In my family wise, I grew up with my sister, my mom, and my dad for a while. And then my dad, they did the divorce, and then it was then they both got different partners, and that's how the family got bigger. That's how the family got bigger. Um,
So originally, let's slow it down a little bit. So originally, you was born in Atlanta. Um, you was with your mom and dad. Your mom was living
mhm,
together during
yes,
that time.
yes.
Okay. Were you the only child at that point, or did you have older
No,
siblings?
no, I'm the baby boy.
So how
I'm
many
the baby boy.
brothers and sisters do you have?
It's for my mom and my dad. It's just the two of us. After their second marriage, it became more of us. So I got to have three other sisters and another brother.
Okay. So how was it in the household when, as far as
Um, it
what's the earliest
was
age you can remember?
the household. So we had a big house. We had a big house. When I say one, two bedrooms and upstairs, and it's two downstairs. Then we have a basement. and the basement was so big. It was also basically someone's living quarters downstairs.
Mm.
That's how big it was. Um, Shoot, that's how big it was. When I think about how the family
What?
was, like shit, it was cool. I remember they worked. I was 9, 10. It was my uncle and probably daycare for who I stayed with for a while. It was my uncle for a minute because he worked at night.
All right, you got to
So
give me a time frame. What was the earliest?
I want to say shit that like so I'm 3. I'm 3 or 4.
So around the age of 3, are you saying like your uncle pretty much stayed there at the house with y'all too?
No, I got dropped off at my uncle's house.
Okay, so
So I
now
get dropped out. My mama would drop me
baby.
off. Yeah, so he'll babysit me for a while. It was him or my neighbors, because I had a neighbor that stayed next to me. Her name was Miss Brown, and she had a
Mhm.
flower garden. And she used to stay watch me some periodically, but until she passed. And she passed when I was like I was before like when I was like 7 when I like 7 Miss Brown had passed. I remember because we ended up getting new neighbors and yeah, and because he ended up being like that's when I first person I met from Africa.
Mm.
Yeah, he was the first person from Africa that I actually like met because I ain't never like yeah he was like I'm from Africa. Well, no, he was actually from Nigeria, and
Mhm.
I was like oh that was different. I was like to me that was different because I ain't never met nobody. It was a
And
crazy
this
area,
referring to?
huh?
Is this your neighbor you're referring to?
Yes,
Or
my neighbor. For that I said that next to me at Mrs. Brown's used to take care of me because we talking about the different people that would take care of me. Yes. So, but yeah, but other than that, it was my uncle. You know what I mean? My uncle, he was also he's still in a good friend and influence on me. You know what I mean? When I think when I think about some crazy shit, you ever think about the player club? That's how that wake up in the morning looks like. How the player club was, how to be a player was, because he had a drop top car like that,
mhm.
and his homeboys would pull up, and we'll go to his different girlfriends' houses. Crazy
Got,
shit. And
got you.
like that's exactly how life was for a minute. I remember seeing that crazy shit. I remember seeing the women that he had children with was fighting against each other type crazy shit. I'm like, oh, I remember that. So,
Let's bring it back though. But your mom and dad,
mhm.
right? Your mom and dad, what did they do for work?
At that time, my dad was a welder and my mom was a bank teller.
Okay. Now, were they always working long hours?
No, no, they once about they always got home about 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. So, what made your uncle have to watch you? Now, was it a case that your uncle had to watch you because they was
No,
working, or was they?
they was working. No, they was working. It was just periodically. It was like more when I think about like on the weekends. Sometimes it was cheaper to get him to do it 2 days out the week and not all 5 days out the week for the daycare. To be
Gotcha.
honest, I believe that's why that situation was that way.
What was the dynamics between your parents?
What you mean by dynamics? They would.
What was their relationship like? Because clearly, something in the beginning, when you was a kid,
Oh, that was cool. I like shit. It was always cool,
I,
cool. I didn't see the what went wrong in their relationship. I didn't see that when because they separated when I was young. So I don't know what went wrong with that situation. I
That
think that's probably why I would start having my uncle, because they probably were separated through that time frame.
um, see
You
that's
know, type. You know what I mean? So when you like, I don't know what was that? What happened? Look like I know when they split up, they end up getting two different managers. So when I started, when they started, when they got their different relationships in different households, it started being different. You know what I mean? It was like, so then I got, okay, cool. Now we got my dad got with another woman, and she already had two kids. So there was, and that's how it started being. I can't say it wasn't weird. It was just adjustment, because it was like two, like, cause it's now it's like shit. I'm in the house with all these women, and it was different. Um, I did, because I felt like most of the time I'm always with women. That's probably what I'm probably more comfortable with, for real, for real. I understand them to a degree. Um, I couldn't say, because when I say, because even, and then when even with the I know what happened more on. I think it was just a disagreement, to be honest, for my dad, for originally with my mom and dad. My dad was he Mr. Popular anyway.
as an adult, have you ever sat and asked them before he passed away, or your mom? Is your mom still alive?
Yes, yes, she's still alive. I
Have you ever
have. So
need to be
I have.
like, how come you and dad separated? Why didn't it work out?
Yeah. My dad was just in the streets, for real, for real.
Got you. Okay, and that was something he didn't want. Take us to
That she
school.
didn't want. Yeah, that she didn't want. You know what I mean? Not yes.
Your earliest age in school. What would you say? How was your behavior like? Were you popular? What was Did you have the finer clothes that everyone? Did you struggle in that area? Financially, how was you when you were in school? And knocked them out. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to exclusive interview. If you're just walking in, we are currently interviewing Twisted One Vibes. Okay.
Um. I, so when I think about clothes, shit, I was already so I always dressed good. Like, I want to say if it was name brand or not. Until I probably got into until I started got into middle school to start paying attention to more of what the brands was.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mostly dressed it. I want to say when I was from kindergarten to middle school, it was probably from probably some like almost like a button, like a collared shirt. You know what I mean? For real, for real. I always had like a polo. Polo was my shit. So I always had a polo shirt. Like that's and it wasn't even and I didn't even know it was a brand. I just knew it was called a polo shirt, and that's what I wore. I had all the different colors. That's basically what I had.
Now,
And
did
then
you wear a polo shirt, a Ralph Lauren shirt, or a polo assassin or association?
so both association and polo, because they was end up being because then I didn't start noticing that until I got older. I wasn't paying attention until kids is yeah, I'm sorry, kids is mean. They start asking you those questions for real, for real. I ain't really
Mhm.
never paid attention to it, because it's like, oh wait, because you would be the exact, you would have the polo assassins, or you would have the regular Loft Lawrence, or you would have the different, you would see you because the way the emblems were. So but yeah, but when I started thinking about when I think about brands wise, I started going to middle school, end up being or high school, end up being Echo. Echo was my brand.
Echo
So
Unlimited. Okay.
yeah,
So
only
let's look
like
back
yeah, that's yeah.
in
So
school,
we
in elementary school.
Mhm.
How did you do in school? Were you able to make friends? What was your personality? Were you quiet?
I
You
had no, I had I
extrovert?
had all the I had friends. Um, I went to at those couple times. I went to a biracial school. It was more white people than black, and at that time, from elementary to fifth grade, yeah, and it was shit. I had a white girlfriend. I think one of my first girlfriends was white.
And
For real, for
we're
real. Her name was Diana.
in like
Um,
elementary school.
yeah, elementary school. Yeah,
So do you
yeah. Her name.
remember how that got started?
Playing on the playground,
Mm-hmm.
and we was sitting there talking. The
What
one thing,
happened?
not much. I was always liked women. There was no issues about what I liked. I don't remember if y'all all know those machines back in the malls when they put your hands in there, it'll tell you what type of person you was.
I know what you're talking about.
Like that. Like yeah, they already told me what I was, so it wasn't no issue. Um,
What did it tell you you was?
they always told me I was a pervert.
I'm freaking dead. And you and you was like, that sounds about right.
Like straight up. So shit, I was that guy. Shit, if you let me out now and pull up your dress, I'm all gonna do it. Especially if you let me.
Mm,
um, shit, for real, for real. But I was so crazy about my first girlfriend. She was the first woman that ever that told me that I couldn't tell her father what race I was.
mm. How did that make you feel?
When I think about it, I think it was crazy because I was like for real, like, but I knew what the times were. You know what I mean? It was the times that those relations, like when you think about conversations in the household, we have conversation about how racism, how people
Right.
treat you because of who you are. To me, those were mandatory conversations. You know what I mean? Because you never knew what who you coming around to. You know what I mean? What side of the tracks that you on, what store that you going into, and all of a sudden that clerk mistreating you or talking to you crazy, and you're like, what's wrong? What's wrong with them?
Right.
Don't worry about them. Just a little racial. They just don't like people like us. It's okay. You don't even worry about that. And that was conversations that we had that I had gotten from my elders. You know, I mean, when I said my elders, I'm talking about my great uncles, because I was in that, I was young enough to have my greats, my great greats. You know what I mean? My oldest person in my flat, she passed when she was 103. You know what
Mm,
I mean? So I was able to meet her. I remember having her stories about slavery, stuff like that, the Great Depression. So it's so having those stories, and when you dealing with people, we done came a long way. You know what I
mhm.
mean? We done came a long way. So that's the best way
So
I can say about that.
this girlfriend, how?
It was just that I never really had to have an interaction with the father. So it never been, she told me that, and it never been an issue. The mother knew what I looked like, but yeah, the father did. And it
Now,
wasn't a long, and I think, like you said, and when you young, I think we end up, I ended up having another girlfriend after that anyway. And then she was black, so
so
that was Kiana.
why did y'all break up?
Ain't no telling. I don't remember. I think because I liked another girl at
Got
that
you.
moment, to be
Okay.
honest. I think because I think I ended up getting, that's what I get with Kiana. Yeah.
How was the grades
Huh? My grades was decent. I wasn't no straight A. I struggled.
as a kid
Uh,
like to do, like for fun?
what I like to do. Oh, I like play with my toys. I like to play with my friends. Or then when I started getting I like computers too. So I like the
But is
games.
that you liked it, but did you have one to
Yeah,
play?
yeah. Once
Okay.
first thing we had a computer. The first
All right.
thing we had in the house was we had a computer. So we had
So how old are you right now?
I'm 37.
Okay, okay. So we just wanted to think about the times and what was
I had
available.
I had one of the first computers type of shit because the job my mother
Gotcha.
had. So yes, so I don't know if y'all
And she
remember
was there.
the games was really not the games. So like I remember my first game was um what was the, oh was one of them was the Raisin Mans. You remember that group?
The Raisin Man.
California Raisins.
Yes. Okay. Yes. The California
So
Raisin.
yeah, the California Raisin group.
The
They
video game.
had that. Yeah, they had that. They had a little game that was on a floppy disk.
I'm
That
thinking that. Oh,
that was one of the first games until you start getting, and then I didn't have an Atari, but then I didn't, but in the next game I ended up getting was the I had the first Nintendo. So I
mm-hmm.
had Nintendo, then I had Nintendo then then I started getting all that little extra stuff. But yeah,
Gotcha.
that's basically what it was.
So let's dive right into junior high school. What changed for you in junior high school? What was going on then?
Um, Junior high school, junior high school, um, is basically is when we moved to Decatur.
Mm,
We moved to Decatur. I think I was moved. I moved to with my father at this time because my grades. So I moved with my father. He was more strict, a little more. So that's where my A's and B's came at.
so wait,
Dealing
hold on. There's a shift. You moved in with your dad.
yes,
So in elementary, you was living with your mom. All right.
yes.
Separation happened. You was while the separation was happening, you was going to stay with your uncles a lot. Now, was it your uncle on your mom's side or your dad's side?
My mom's side.
Okay. And then now, junior high school, you moved to Decatur. Okay.
Yeah,
And you are currently now living with your dad. Why was
correct.
the decision made for you to go to your dad's house?
Because my grades.
Was bad?
Yes.
Okay. Now, because you mentioned in the beginning, you was like, oh, you was decent. So you felt like your behavior was going down the drain?
Um, no, my behavior wasn't it was just my grades. My behavior wasn't like I wasn't like doing no
Right.
wild ass shit in school, no shit like that. We ain't did no crazy shit like that. That was not tolerated at all. Wilding was in the streets. That was one of the big things that they always intimated. Like, nah, whatever you do, don't do that shit at school. Do that. You go outside, play with your friends. You better act like you got some sense. You at school. If I get a phone call, it's an issue.
Okay. So so now you were told by your mom that you going there. Was you happy about that?
um, no, not well. Yes and no.
Why
Um,
yes?
huh?
Why the yes? You said yes and no. So explain the yes.
Because I wouldn't have to deal with my stepfather. So it's like, so I'm okay, cool. My stepfather moved in the house, and I was like, me and him, we don't get along. We still don't really get along. We don't have no problems. We just don't interact with each other. It's been like that.
So
It's been like that for a long time.
when you think about it, because sometimes when you're young, you don't understand. So when you think about it, do you feel like your grades started declining because of the household? Like maybe you were dealing with a little bit of depression and not liking your stepdad? Do you feel like that could have had something to do with it?
Um, Not sure, to be honest, because my grades was basically I wasn't doing the work. You know what I mean? It wasn't like I didn't know the work. I just wasn't doing it. To be honest, because and that was one of so give you an
But
example.
in it,
Uh,
before he came along, you was doing your work.
No, he was there. No, he was always there. You
He
know what I
was up.
mean? He was always there. He when I say he was the next guy, well, one of them next guys after my father. So he was basically always there. He wouldn't always stay with us, but he was always in the picture.
Got you. All
Yeah.
right. So now tell me why the that was the yes, and then why the no.
Um, just because it was different, you know what I mean? Because I'm a mama's boy. So it's just like at the end of the day, like shit, I'm a mama boy. I ain't no sugar bill on that shit. So it just
Don't read the comments, please.
yeah. But at the end of the day, so when I sit there and think about it, yeah, that's why like shit, that thing. But at the same token, when I go about it, I wouldn't change it because it mold me for who I am. You know what I mean? And I would never want to change the person I am.
Got you. Got you. So now you are living in Decatur with your dad. Okay.
Hmm.
And I know there's other siblings because he had two. The mom had his new girlfriend already had two daughters. Okay.
Hmm.
Right? Who else is in the house with you now?
No, it was just me and my dad
Wait, just you and your dad? That new woman didn't come along
at that
yet?
moment. At that moment when I came back, because at this time I kept moving back and forth through households, through different time frame, and through those different time frames from different grade range, they got separated. My father and her other wife, and he didn't get remarried after that one.
So you moved in with your dad and it was just you and your dad.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about your relationship with your dad at this point. And what grade what how old were you?
Right now I think this is fifth grade.
Fifth
Fifth
grade.
grade.
So still elementary.
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
Uh,
And
So
so when I looked at it, so the school, I ain't gonna lie to you, the school work was, I think it was a little easier. I ain't gonna hold nobody. I don't the school for some reason some of the stuff that I already knew for the other school it was crazy. It was just to me it just made sense. So I ended up excelling in class. I ain't really it wasn't no really issues. um, like I said, that's what A's and B's. I ended up being in I ended up to this they had this program called Science Olympiad. I was in that um that we went to go compete with schools around the world. That was kind of dope. Um, that was a real geek situation. I ain't gonna hold you, but that shit was fun. Um, because it was like multiple schools around the world that we all competed against, and it was like build this with these complicated directions and stuff. Like what? It was wild, but it was cool though. And, cause I didn't it was funny. I just met somebody that still I did just found out they still do that program too. I was at the grocery store and he had a t-shirt on and I'm like, they still do that? Yeah, man. I'm like, man, I remember going through that. It was crazy. And but yeah, that was when the seventh. So that's what I was doing. But then I got into some trouble. Got in some little trouble, and when I got to like
trouble
high
got
high
into
school,
how did it happen?
um, shit, being at the wrong place at
Right.
the wrong time.
What grade were you in now?
uh 10th grade.
10th grade. All right. So you still living at your dad's house.
Correct. Still at my
All
dad's
right. Still
house.
in Decatur.
Hmm. East
Okay.
Atlanta. Yeah, Decatur, East Atlanta, right on the cusp.
So boom. you wind up going to how you got to wrong place, wrong time.
Um, Leaving from work.
You were
I'm
working.
leaving. I was working.
You skipping a whole part of your life, player. All right,
I was at work.
all
You
right.
was at
So
my working at my work at my
before we get into that, what made you want to get a job? Why'd you get a job?
I wanted my own money.
Okay.
You know, I worked for my dad. He gave me money and stuff like that. Cause working, I did work for him. But yeah, I want my own job. I want my own money. I want the car. You know what I mean?
So what was the job that you decided you wanted to do when you
It
said
was
you want?
right here down the street. It was KF. It was KFC.
Okay.
Right down the street. It was walking distance. I'm like, shit, I ain't had to go too far. I could walk there. Shoot, they was paying decent, and I was able to do it after work. I mean, after school.
Got you. So here you are, you're a teen. You're in school. I want to say you said you was 10th grade, right? So
Hmm.
about 15 years old, 14,
Yep.
14
I
at that
was I was at when I was working. I think when I got in trouble, I was 16.
time.
I
Okay.
think I was 16. No, when I got in trouble, I was 17. I was 17.
So, but before that, you had a whole you 17. We're gonna wait before we get into what you got
Okay.
in, because I feel like there's so many things that that probably happened. Okay, I'm sure you met other women in that school, right?
Correct.
I was there a significant relationship that you held at
No.
that? So it was just
No.
little dates here and there.
Hmm.
How
Correct.
old were you when you first got your virginity taken?
15.
15. Okay.
Hmm.
So, and this was in Decatur.
Correct.
All right. So tell us a little bit more about like how you met her.
Oh, that ain't really no situation. I ain't gonna hold you. We was playing Truth or Dare, and
Mm.
that's what happened.
And somebody did. So it was multiple of you guys playing, correct?
Oh, yes.
So
We was at the
uh,
house. It was
how many people was there? What made y'all play truth for there? Tell us
we
the
was
story.
just oh shoot.
Paint the picture for us.
So we might have been skipping school. I'm not 100%, or it could have been one of no. This is right. This is actually right before school. This is actually I just came. Actually, I'm a freshman. I just graduated 8th grade. So it's summertime. We were sitting at the house chilling. I think I just came from being at my mama house for a couple of weeks, and we was all just chilling. I seen my best friend Clee. I went came. He like, hey, shit, Mimi and her sister. She stayed like across the street from me. So they seen me. We were like, hey, da, da. So we all there, like, hey, come on through. So they came through because they way my house is. I could see their house.
Hmm.
I could see her house. They could see my house type shit. So I could see if they mama home type shit and all that extra shit. And they was on the porch. I was like, oh shit. So they was on the porch and I'm like, what y'all doing? Ain't nothing. So, just chilling. So they said, y'all. I said, so they ended up coming through. We were just sitting there chilling, and I think it was Mimi. You want to play Truth or Dare? Sure. Like we were just sitting there playing Truth or Dare.
And so at this point, it's you and two other people.
It's me, Kavaris, and Mimi and Crystal.
So two guys, two girls.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Um, so we playing Truth or Dare, and we playing Truth or Dare. It went from I think it would started from like shit. Bet you won't kiss her.
All right, give him a second. His phone knocked him out again, y'all. If you are just getting here, welcome to exclusive interview. Right now, we are currently interviewing Twisted One Vibes. Okay, so give him a moment while he takes the box again. And just to let y'all know, if you would like to be interviewed, if you would like to participate in an exclusive interview, I do have a few managers in here, but the manager you need to talk to about being on exclusive interview is my manager Medusa. Okay, if you can see him, he's in the comments right now. Okay, please hit him with a favorite. Click his link in his bio. Hit him up on his Instagram. Okay, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well as YouTube, and go to rolemodelfresh.com. Soon you will be able to sign up for any one of my shows on my website. So thank you very much. Here he is. You got to buzz it again. I don't know what's going on right now.
Oh,
Yeah. Welcome back. Welcome back. I don't know why it's doing you like this, player.
it's okay. And I promise you, I just downloaded the new version of the app too. I just downloaded it. Um,
So let me ask you this. So boom, y'all sitting, y'all playing truth or dare.
hmm
What was the dare
It was. I
that
bet you
got
won't. You won't. Basically, I bet you won't. Y'all. I bet y'all won't have sex. And I was like, shit. I said, this that's up to her. And she's like, I don't care. And that's what it. That's what it was.
so boom, off a dare. Now was you attracted to her?
I was.
Could your friends tell? Did they try to plug you in like purposely to
So Mimi did that because she know her sister liked me.
ah
So she was trying to like put her in the game for it. Yeah, that's how that went. I
got
think
it.
they planned it, to be honest.
Right, right. So when she said that and you like that's up to her, she was like what she said.
She she like shit. Like, let's go. Like shit.
I'm
So
down.
yeah. She
So what happened? You then what happened after? What
shit. Well,
happened after she
I got
said
me a
yes?
condom. I got me a condom. Did the thing.
Did y'all go into a private room or did
Yes,
y'all
in
do
my
it
bedroom. Right in my
okay.
bedroom. It was funny because even though I kept the door wrong, Mimi came in to see
To make
what
sure
we.
it was really happening.
Yeah, that's what she did. I promise you, that's what we did.
So she
I was,
opened the door. You in action?
yeah, I was in action.
Okay, now were you like standing at the edge of the bed? Were you like really like taking it? Was that her first time?
I don't know. I don't think it was her first time. I done been with a woman first time before, and it was different.
Got you. Okay, okay.
It was different. So yeah, no, I don't think it was her first time.
Did you climax? Did
I
she?
did. I showed did. Yeah, she showed. I know she did. Oh my goodness. That was the see. That's the first time because that was my first time. I ain't. It was my first time. The way she held me when she was climaxing was fucking crazy. I ain't never had no woman hold me that way. The way she was climaxing, that shit was crazy to me. That was yeah, that was crazy.
Did it make you want to do it more and more with her, or was that a
Um,
one-time
no, that
ordeal?
was a one time thing. Cause next when we got to school, she got a boyfriend. Shit. And I ain't never said nothing about it. She ain't said nothing about it. I seen hey to her boyfriend all the time. What's going on, player?
Got you, got you, got you. All right, so let's get into it some more. So now you done had your first, piece of ass and stuff. Did you have a girlfriend after that? Did you wind
No.
up getting a girl?
Oh. So I did get a girlfriend after that. She was actually she was a sophomore.
And
Yeah,
you
she
was
was a
a
freshman.
okay.
Um, so because most of my friends were 2 years older than me anyway, so it was just like cool. It was like They was waiting for me to get back to get to high school type stuff. Well, we can't
Mm.
wait till you get off your type. So it was one of those things. So me, and then you asked me because you asked me if I was popular or not. I consider I was, you know what I mean? Because ain't no, it's shit. I would say I was,
Mm.
because we
So
used to want
what
because
made you?
my
What would make you say you was? What was it about you that you felt made you feel like you was popular?
my first party at my house had the whole block shut down.
Mm.
That's
Okay,
that's how, like, my first party,
got you. And you
my
invited
first and
all
only
your
party
friends
at my
and
house.
everything.
But after that one, we start renting houses to do it at because it started getting crazy.
Got you. So now let's take it. You're getting a little older. Okay, you're still living with your dad. How at that point, what was the relationship with you and your dad? Was y'all still cool, or was
Yeah, we was
y'all
cool.
arguments, or
Um, the only argument we had at one time, and I don't think it was an argument. He asked me to do some dishes, and I was like, I didn't care. I was gonna do them, but he ran up on me one day. He ran up on me, and I looked at him. Yeah, I looked down, and I just laughed, and I kept washing them dishes. I
you kept washing the dishes?
kept washing the dishes after when he ran
Oh,
up on me. I just laughed and kept washing the dishes. And then I remember a couple of years after before he passed, I remember him having a conversation about this. He said, "Man, I remember, man, I know you was high as fuck. I just wanted you to do something." And I told him, I said, "I know you did. I was gonna ready to knock your ass out." I said, "I figured that's what you thought, but I said that's why I just kept because so." Me and my dad the same size. He's a little thick. He was a little thicker than me, but at that
mm,
time I was working out, so it was like, Dad, you don't want this smoke, cause we was a fighter. We was fight at that time. Crime Mob made that song because how many times we was fighting all the time. So that was regular stuff we do. Like
mm,
we fight down there every day. So, Dad, you ain't fighting like we fighting. I promise you, dude, don't want these problems. And I was high as fuck. He's right. I was high as
got,
hell.
got you.
So I
So he
kept
allowed
all
you
I
to
did.
smoke in his house.
No, I didn't smoke in this house. We never really. He knew
Okay,
I
so
smoked, but we ain't never.
smoke. He condoned you smoking. Was he okay with it?
He was okay. He was okay for whatever, as long as I did what I did in the house.
So you smoked in the house.
No, I smoked outside the house.
Oh, okay, okay,
I
okay.
drunk. Drinking was he was cool with. He was a drinking. It was the drinking he was cool with as long as I was drinking in the house.
Got you. And did you drink in
Because
the house
I
as a
did. I
teenager?
did. hmm I did. I drunk. I used to drink. It's the reason why I don't drink now. When I was young, I used to drink a lot. So I don't. I felt like I went. By the time I got 21, I was done. I'm like, I'm good with this.
Yeah.
What's going? And yeah. So I don't really drink now. I don't drink because I feel like I'm over that, and also because it's not really good for me.
Right, right. So, so now let's get to the where you got in trouble at.
Okay. Um, I got in trouble for armed robbery.
Oof. How did you get yourself involved with that?
Coming out from work, I just had got off of work. I seen my friends. They was sitting at the parking at the gas station, and they was like, "Oh, we did this." They told, "Oh, we just chilling, bro. Shit, looking for a lick." I said, "Look for a lick." I'm like, "Man, y'all crazy." As soon as they said that, a car pulled up. They robbed them right then. I was like, "Oh shit!" Boom. So they robbed them and got away. Got away. I
You were in the car with them at this point?
I was in the car with them at that moment, and then the next day I went to school. They picked me up from school in that car. They robbed the dude in, and then they went to go. They were supposed to go dump the car. That's how we got caught.
Wait, who picked you up from school?
My homies,
Those
my
for same,
homies in the
the same
the same.
that they used to rob the person in. They
Yes,
came the very next day and picked you up in that car
yes,
from
yep.
school.
From school, correct. And
Mm.
once we got to my friend's house, they was like we chilled for a minute, and they went to go. They were supposed to go drop the car off from somewhere else. And I went to sleep. When I woke back up, they cops was outside, and I was like, "Bro, y'all, if that car ain't out." He said, "Yeah, bro, we moved the car." Why you ain't moved the car? So, that's how we got caught because they left the car in front of the house and didn't move the car like they would stop before we went to sleep.
Got you. So now you was at your friend's house sleep.
Hmm.
So you and your friend's house, you sleep, and then the cops come knocking at the door.
Yep.
And then what happened? What happened after that?
Shit, I went back to sleep until squad came in and kicked in the door.
Okay, so they came, kicked in the door, they took y'all in.
Yep.
What happened after that? Did you tell them what
We all
happened?
got sentenced. We got sentenced.
Okay. What was the time they gave you?
I got 18 months 18 to 5. So I served 18 months and had then the rest of the 8 was on paper.
Got you. How did that make you feel at that moment?
I felt like my life was over. Because for some dumb shit.
Right.
Like so for some dumb shit for real, for real. Yeah, that's how I felt. It's like, oh
What
shit, no, no,
did
cause
dad say?
huh?
What did your dad say to you?
Not too much. Oh, so it was one of those. Yep, I told you. Like one of those. Like I told you though. You can't be fucked. So my dad always told me. Yeah, he said, "Hey man, if you want to get in trouble with some women."
Mm,
That's what he always told me. He said, "Hey man, stop walking with these dudes. Go get you some women." I said, you not have about they be always in the house, so won't you kick it with them? You ain't gonna get in too much trouble.
right.
He said you ain't gonna. He said I'm gonna keep you cool, and you like I say. And after that, shit, I kept his advice. You know what I mean? So right now, like some of my best friends is women. You know what I mean? We do things. I don't have sex with my good friends and other shit like that, but we kick it. We do things. I know they husbands, the ones that have husbands and stuff like that, and it's just being a different situation.
Right.
Um, yeah, just different. You know,
What
I don't
what lesson did that teach you? At that moment when you're in jail, what was your what did that teach you?
um people gonna do what they gonna do for their own survival.
Mm,
People gonna do what they need to do for their own survival, not your survival. Not that was the lesson.
got you. So now here you are, you got out. When you got out, you went back to your dad's house.
Yes.
Okay. Did the dynamics change? Did the relationship change?
No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. My shout outs to my grandmother. She got me a job in the elections department
Mm,
in the state. Shit, and that kept me. My PO was cool with the job I had because it was a state job. She ain't bothered me at all. She ain't bothering me at all. I came in there to go check in because I ain't have to do no piss test and none of that. It was just she just come holler at me. That's all I had to do. That's all I had to go. I had to go see. It's so my PO so dope. When I got uh when I got robbed, karma a bitch. I don't
Mm,
remember that. So I got robbed. So I got robbed, and my PO came to my hospital, checked on me,
mm.
check on me, and
Can
that's
you
how I got the.
that about 1 second? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to exclusive interview. Right now, we are interviewing Twisted One Vibes. Okay, in just a few moments, we'll open the comments up to where you can ask any questions. If you have some questions for Twisted One Vibes, you will be able to add to ask them those questions in just a moment. Dazzling D, I'm gonna ask you to step out of my box and please stop telling me that I look bored talking to him. This is an exclusive interview. This is a show. This is not your show. This is my show. So please be respectful of it. Thank you very much. All right. So now you're getting back on your feet. Your grandmother locked you in, got you a job and stuff.
Got me a
You
job.
stopped hanging with the people that you were hanging with. You took your dad advice and you started hanging out with a lot more women
Hmm.
than men. Okay.
Hmm. Correct.
What was the next step of your life from there?
Um, so my plans was move to California, and but before I was trying to get to California, I got robbed.
Hmm.
I quit my job. I told them thank you for the thing, but I moved to California to get it to.
You got robbed when you quit your job. You didn't have a job at the point when you got robbed.
I just when I had just quit. I just quit.
Okay.
Just quit. I was moving. I was getting myself together because I was moving to California. So I didn't need the job no more. It was some the policy and of where I worked at tried to change the policy about the your relationship. If you work there, your parents, like your if you know other people that work there, you couldn't work on the same department, stuff like that. So I didn't want to get my grandma, so I quit before they found out that I was the reason she was. I did it for her. So I'm like, hey grandma, I'm gonna get up out of here. Thank you for the job. Like, I know they changed this policy. I'm gonna get up out there. You know what I mean? And I'm about to go to school. I'm about to go try to go to school in California anyway. I talked to my mom already. She said that she'll pay for my first 2 years of college if I over there. So I was like, you know what, cool. Let's go check that out. Let's see what that looked like. So on the way before I moved, I got robbed in my neighborhood,
Mm.
and I ended up being in the hospital for 30 days.
So tell us about the robbery. Tell us what was you doing? Where would you
I don't
go?
remember. I'm gonna say no, I don't remember. Well, not the last thing I remember is my friend asked me what's all this blood on me.
And that was in the hospital.
No, it's in the house.
Wait, you was in
That's
your
the last.
house, Rob?
I was in my neighborhood, but I walked back to the house.
Oh
That's
shit.
the last thing I remember. I remember my friend screaming like, "Bro, what the fuck? All this fucking blood on you?" The only thing I remember from there, uh, um, so we go. So when I was in the hospital for a couple of weeks before I even know who I was,
Mm.
which snapped me back up to know that where I was at. My uncle came in the room and then popped up. I'm like this fool don't stay over here. Like what he doing here?
Yeah.
And that's what snapped me back to like something happened. And so then so the only thing I got from there is the reports from the police. And the police said that he said that there was three guys that was
Huh? Is it just me or did he freeze up? All right, y'all. Welcome to exclusive interview. We are wrapping up with Twisted One vibes, okay? So just bear with us 1 second, and we do apologize about the time, okay? We'll wait for Twisted One vibes to get back in the box. And hello, everyone that's in the audience right now. In just a few moments, you'll be able to ask Twisted One vibes some questions, okay?
Gorgeous, can I ask you one question?
Hmm?
Can I ask you a question?
Me? Yeah.
Why are you so gorgeous?
I'm freaking dead. All right, Donna.
okay. All right.
Somebody go get her. All right, so you was in the hospital. You said you seen your uncle. Okay,
I seen my uncle. 'Cause, that's one reason that gave me that thought process. Oh shoot, something happened. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Twisted was on some real good drugs in the hospital. Um, so that's why I see my uncle. And for some reason, I thought I lost some fingers. For some reason, I thought I lost some fingers. I don't
gotcha.
know. That's
You
why I
still
said
got
I was
both
on some
fingers.
good. I got all my fingers. When I tell you I got all my fingers, for some reason I thought I lost my fingers. I don't know what drugs I was on, but I
You
thought I
probably
lost some fingers.
feeling. You probably ain't have no feeling. All right, so now just take us. We are a little bit over time, but please
Okay.
just take us to what is Twisted doing now.
Twisted right now, no cap. Trying to see if I'm what's going on this platform. You with the switch. Just trying to see how I'm gonna elevate and become a better streamer on this new platform. What type of content do I want to bring on this platform and how I'm gonna be able to move the way how this app is. Because you can't really go to other platform, I mean other streams like we could before on the same account.
Right,
So
right.
it makes it a little different. So I'm trying to figure out, trying to see how I'm gonna how or if I'm gonna stay on the platform.
Gotcha,
Just being honest.
gotcha. So, ladies and gentlemen, the floor is open to you guys to asking Twister One Vibes some questions. If you have any questions for Twister One Vibes, please type it
Oh,
in the comments.
that's
Or
dope.
if you have a sign, I will let you in the box immediately to ask them the questions. Please keep it to 1 or 2 questions minimum. If you are hopping in the box, remember this is my interview, not yours. Thank you very much for all the beautiful gifts. If you have any gifts that you would like to give to Twisted Vibes as well, you may begin to send them now. If you would like to hit Twisted One Vibes with a favorite, you may hit them with a favorite right now as well. Any questions? I'll give y'all some time to type it up. Is there anything that I didn't ask you that you would like to tell us?
Um, no, not really.
Okay, we have a question from Jackie L. Which platform would you go to if it's not this one?
I want to be back on another other platform.
You wouldn't?
Not at this moment. Not this moment. No.
Okay.
I'm
You
working
have
on a couple of projects that will probably take more of my time than being live.
next question is, do you have any kids?
I have two.
Okay. Are you still with the baby mother?
No.
Were you ever with the baby mother at some point?
Yes.
And how did that relationship start? And how did it?
I met her online. Don't remember what site I met her on, to
Mm-hmm.
be honest. Um, but oh, Badu. I
I
met her
do.
on Badu. That's I had to think about it like shit. Badu. Um, she's cool. Relationship basically just didn't work out between each other. You know what I mean? Not saying anything bad about her or nothing like that. It just didn't work out. Some people don't mash properly, and that's it.
Got you. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like there's no more questions. So let me just scroll up and make sure I didn't forget anything.
What's going on with that girl?
Happy Valentine's Day to you too, Asia. Love y'all too.
Thank you for the follow.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Twisted One Vibes. Okay, if you would like to know more about Twisted One Vibes, you will be able to go to his stream. Okay, Twisted, when do you stream?
I stream daily, mostly through the daytime. If you get me at night, I do a street sleep with R&B.
Okay, okay, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Twisted One Vibes.
Thank you,
Twisted
thank
One Vibes,
you.
thank you for coming in and doing a exclusive
No
interview.
problem. I appreciate you
And
having me.
we thank you so much.